Ten Hope Maggots.
Hey.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures.
Aye,
did
Captain.
it.
Oh, no, that's not right.
Is that it?
10-4.
10-4.
Roger.
Capitan.
10-4.
Yes,
Alpha Bravo.
ma'am. Ma'am, yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
There
That
it is.
opening line could also be for a lot of movies. So,
Ten
yeah.
Hope.
Yeah.
We are here talking about Cadet Kelly, the gayest Disney Channel movie, and Kelsey's dog farted on her.
Yeah.
This is Kirby, our foster dog. She's a perfect dog. She needs a home, and she just farted.
I wouldn't say she's perfect. she has these. There's no nice way to
there's
say
no
this.
nice
Talk about her titties. Go ahead.
No, you got to say, call them udders.
They are udders.
The saggiest tatties I've ever seen
They're-
in my life.
Saggy tatties.
She was unfortunately a breeder dump, so she's probably had 3 or 4 litters. She's only
Aw.
3 years old.
No.
And her titties, though, they're like Christmas ornaments.
They're sweeping the floor as she walks.
They-
She looks like
She steps on them.
Monstera Elisa Sue from The End of the Substance.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about Cadet Kelly, the Hillary Duff, Christy Carlson Romano, D-Com banger classic.
Yeah.
The most popular DCOM, the most successful
What do you-
until
by
High
what-
School Musical.
By what metric?
Disney's.
Are you
Use-
fun facting me?
No. Yes. I don't know. I thought this was a known fact. I thought this is why we picked it.
What do you tell me? By what metric was it the most popular?
I watched it 700 million times. I could quote
And
this
so
movie.
you did it yourself?
Okay, but
Yeah.
is this your metric for the most
No,
popular?
I swear it's the most. It was until Disney Channel original.
Rainie, we gotta fact check this. Rainie's
Shit.
already on it.
I hate being right this early in the pod.
I hope
know
you're
this.
right.
It's known.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know anything. I can never remember anyone's names. I never know what big words you're using. And sometimes I come out with movie facts where I'm like, oh yeah, I am a cinephile.
Wow.
Deep down there is a white boy who went to film school.
What?
That's a cinephile.
What the fuck?
A bunch of white boys who went to film school.
I don't like that you guys left out Sean Ashmore, but it's fine. Don't
Sean
worry.
Who the fuck is
Iceman
that? Is that the
himself.
BMX guy?
Iceman.
Iceman.
Ice fucking man.
From X-Men.
From X-Men.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Iceman.
I said it
this
already
dog
before.
is
I had to-
breathing. I can hear him in my microphone.
Yeah.
This is a girl, first of all.
Okay, well,
Her name is Kirby, like the Nintendo 64 character, because her mouth is so big.
Kirby sounds like an old MacBook that's whose
Yeah.
little fan is whirring for
Yeah,
life.
right. Yeah, you're trying to play fucking Crisis
I think she
on an
sounds
old
like Kirby,
MacBook.
Like,
This is like an old
Yeah.
PlayStation that's at 800 degrees and gonna
Yeah.
burn a hole in your carpet.
she's my
Yeah.
emotional support animal, and you know why.
Because you can grab her titties. That's why. Jesus Christ. Because you can just.
I don't have any. It's nice to hold some milky, heavy naturals.
No, you said they're not milky, clearly.
They're heavy naturals.
No, they're not heavy. They're thin. They're the side.
Touch one. So this is my favorite decom.
Of course, clearly.
This is huge, and I want to hear about it.
No,
Yeah.
but I do like I say this with the most love. This is the gayest decom
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
It's mad gay.
I'm gay because I saw Hillary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano stepping against each other.
Yeah,
as a
and
child.
step into each other's spaces.
Ooh, so
That like what
close.
what was the term that we were talking about for a like a chemistry foil that we were like comparing with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel in the first Fast and Furious, where we kind of have like the one female like love interest in
Yes,
order to
100%.
diffuse.
So there is the, I don't know if we called it the surrogate.
Surrogate
love
interest.
Oh, guilty
Yeah.
horse! You're screaming in your cars, you know.
Yeah,
but
you know what
but
it
basically, it's this idea that in homoerotic text in a film that is not explicitly gay. So this I would put Cadet Kelly in
At
the
t-
proud
like,
tradition.
truly like the best example that I could think of.
It's Point Break,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, Cadet Kelly.
Yeah.
And what you have is two characters who are
Bend It Like
diametrically
Beckham as well,
opposed.
sorry.
Which one?
And Bend It Like Beckham is probably
Absolute-
up there.
oh,
Oh
big
my god,
time.
yeah, probably.
And
that.
so you have these queer-coded, lightly antagonistic characters. It's an enemies to lovers plot.
Yeah,
I'm kind of half doing the synopsis here at the same time.
great.
But they have between them the surrogate love interest. In this case, Iceman.
Yeah,
And who they both want to date. But no, you don't want his D.
You want each other's V.
but
Oh.
Disney is
We're
not
all
gonna
going with the rhyme.
Disney's
sorry.
not gonna fly for that.
No.
We kind of lost our way because you were jiggling your dog's saggy titties.
Fucking titties.
I want to
Jesus
know,
Christ.
Kelsey, why
They're so soft.
why
Ew.
did you love this movie and what did it mean to you?
I have watched this more times than I'd like to admit, purely because she
Gay.
gave me gay. Because she gave me the falsehood idea that I could attend a rich art school in New York City. That like all I had to do was be like an artsy fartsy creative, and I wouldn't have to
You
do
mean
any
the
schoolwork.
first 40
4
seconds
minutes
of the movie
movie?
before
Yes,
it?
but she carries that vibe
Wow.
throughout the entire movie. Like she is the only one who's like, no, dance is important. We should tell each other poems. We gotta keep our she would like to retain her individuality. Okay, thanks for the warning. She is just like the character, the offbeat kind of kooky girly who, first of all, confident as fuck.
Very confident, yeah.
This is a confident teenage 16-year-old girl or 15, whatever she
looking
is.
down the barrel of Iceman's beautiful blue
Oh my
eyes and
God.
just being like, what up?
That marching
What's
scene,
up?
but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
This just gave like my little artsy fartsy heart so much hope that like I could belong in the world even if you dropped me in the military.
Well, let me hit you with a quick synopsis. Cadet Kelly. Kelly, played by Hilary Duff.
Queen.
She's our queen. She's living her fab New York City life, twirling ribbons with her friends.
Yep.
But her dad is off making documentaries and who knows where, and her mom
Thailand.
is dating the new commandant at a military school.
Wow.
They make out. And so Kelly has to go to military school where her individuality and her burgeoning queer identity cannot be contained.
Yes.
She runs head to head with Captain Stone, played by Christy Carlson Romano. And
Ice.
they don't like each other.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
you know what? They might.
What unites them?
They get into a little headbutting, and that turns into Kelly joining the drill team. It's color guard. They're twirling rifles. They're doing the whole thing. And
They're stepping.
they're stepping. Will Kelly see eye to eye with Christy Carlson Romano? Will she help them win the big
Tournament?
color guard tournament? Will Kelly save her dad when he falls off a cliff in the third act?
Will anyone kiss and come out of the closet?
Yeah.
This is Cadet Kelly.
Aye, aye, sir.
Wow.
That was a pirate.
That was cool. I like that. I like that you came in at the end there with the aye, sir.
That was definitely like a pirate, but my bad.
This is a military school movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's
What's your history with this film?
with this movie? This is my first time seeing this movie or hearing about it. When you guys kept talking about Cadet Kelly, I was like, what the fuck?
You never heard of this?
Never heard of
Classic?
it.
It's such a good title.
Yeah.
It is. And then the C and the K both making a K sound also like rings
feels
true.
good.
Feels good. This movie, and I say this was love, is a gay Major Payne. And I think that's hilarious.
Which is a black Private Benjamin.
Yeah.
Which Private Benjamin, the producers of that, produced this.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So they just were like, hey, this worked
just-
with Goldie Hawn.
Let's just keep running back.
They
Yeah,
did
I
have
love
some
that.
very good shots in this movie. That's the first thing I want to notice is like they filmed this like it was a fucking like patriotic war film.
This is the first and only DCOM that has a visual allusion to Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Literally.
The only DCOM that visually references Stanley Kubrick.
Stop.
And that is worth celebrating.
That is.
Okay.
Going back to what you said, though, about Major Payne.
Yeah. Love that movie.
This is a weird mini subgenre of movie, military comedy.
Yeah.
It's Major Payne.
Yeah.
Private Benjamin. Is G.I. Jane a comedy? I don't know if I've actually seen that.
Good Morning Vietnam, maybe.
Good Morning Vietnam, love.
Yeah.
In the Army now with Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
And it's
And
always...
then Police Academy to a degree.
I would take it.
Yeah.
And it's always this goof, individualistic goof, enters the rigid structure of the military.
Yeah.
And I would actually say it is probably harmful propaganda, definitely,
Oh, yeah.
in a way that we'll break down as we get going.
Yeah.
That said, I do love them.
I do love them. They're adorable. I like them. I like that they're making the military seem more appealing.
Like a sorority.
But not in the way of like, oh, join, but in the way of like, these are people. You know,
it's giving boarding school. Like you kind of want to disappear from your regular life and go off to the military for a summer and come back.
But this is also more West Point than it is military. Well, you are in the military when you go to West Point, but even still, this is closer to that parallel than anything.
And it's the most classic arc. It's always the same. You have Goof, who goes by the beat of their own drum. They can't be contained by the rigid structure in the military.
No uniforms.
No uniforms.
No time schedule.
All that. And then by the end, well, they may learn some structure, but I bet they're going to teach the military something too.
How to loosen up.
But here's my problem with that idea is like it's trying to make us all the same. Sure. Like you either are the quirky, wild, artsy fartsy, or you're like the rigid structure usually falls under like sports teams or like what's it called when you're in high school? This squad of people.
Conformity?
No, it's like the military adjacent kids. Y'all had them.
Republic.
Is it ROTC?
Yes, ROTC kids.
Oh yeah.
But they're trying to make us all the same.
Yeah.
They're trying to give us both.
Which I think makes the queer allegory in this movie all the more confusing.
Stop trying to put me in that closet.
Do you want to talk about ROTC or you want to talk about gay stuff?
Gay stuff.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, let's talk about the queer allegory of this film. Because at first I was like, well, this is a Disney movie. I don't think this was intentional. And then the more I watched it, I went, how... I think maybe, if anything, DCOM tried to suppress it, but this is the movie that was written.
It was seeping.
I wrote a bunch of my queer readings of this movie, which I'm realizing is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh.
Tell me some of what you caught, because I can read off my list.
It always, to me, goes back to the framing, like with what we talked about. They get so unfathomably close to each other.
They get really close, and then she's always framed up, and Hilary Duff is always framed
like
down.
She just wants to... kiss her on the forehead.
Yeah.
Well, and they do this thing where it's not just over the shoulder shots. So if we're having a dialogue scene, there's a couple ways that you can film that.
Of course.
You can film like Wes Anderson does, completely kind of flat with both of us looking at each other. You can do a shot, reverse shot. Oftentimes you'll have characters in their own frame. But if you want to portray closeness, you'll do what's called an over the shoulder, which has a little bit of my shoulder in your shot. Now we look closer together. And depending on the lens that you choose, we'll either look closer or further apart. Then you can do what this movie does, which is over the shoulder, back, neck, head, all of it. Their shots are always, you can see the other person's full body in the frame.
Yeah.
And that frames them as being very intimate, very close.
They were trying to go for rank, and it just was giving
It was
gay.
just giving gay. Yeah. And
They're like superiority complex, bro. No, they're gonna kiss.
It was the, oh my God, look at this large woman that is just
contain.
so.
I'm the eyes looking up like I'm giving a blowjob.
Yeah, but it's also the exact same frame that you would give for like Nate Jacobs in Euphoria, looking at
100%.
So it's like the height thing for sure can always read as just sexual in a way. And there's also like
that's so true.
Yeah.
That man is so tall. He could never not be sexual in a scene. His height plays against him in
every time.
films.
And then he's also I mean, I'm sure he has really good chemistry with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think that Hilary Duff in the same way has chemistry with everybody that she talks to.
She's very cutesy.
She's very cutesy, and she gives like the goo eyes every time she's looking at somebody.
Oopsie. I think she said oopsie twice in this film.
I have we'll stay gay. There are other praise I want to give to Hilary Duff, but this was 1 year before the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Wow.
She was so young and just out the gate killing it.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the gayness between her and Drake's girlfriend.
What?
Drake's girlfriend.
Drake's girlfriend in Degrassi. Her roommate, her bunkmate.
Oh yeah.
What's that girl's name with the perfect teeth and mouth?
I don't remember her name.
It's her best friend in the film.
The best friend in the movie is from Degrassi?
Yeah,
yes,
she was on Degrassi.
Drake's girlfriend.
I didn't watch Degrassi.
I didn't watch it either.
What? Rainie, have you watched Degrassi?
No, I just came over to turn your volume down.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We got to do like the first 5 episodes of Degrassi.
I mean, that sounds thrilling.
I'm gonna pick.
I love that idea.
Rainie's also
Too
a
young.
fighter, and she's like, I'm not gonna watch anything from fucking Canada.
Yeah.
Good for Rainie.
Yeah, good for
Good
you,
for
Rainie.
Rainie.
Stick with this American bullshit. Forget the boring gifts this year. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. With premium polarized sunglasses that bring both clarity and comfort, you'll be giving a gift they'll appreciate every time they step outside. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice this holiday season. They have hundreds of options, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match anyone's style, including your own. Garrick,
Yeah?
you look so good in sunglasses.
Oh my God,
but
thank you so much.
You don't wear them enough.
I don't wear them enough.
You know what I'm getting you for this Christmas?
What's that?
Shady Rays.
All right, I'll take some Shady Rays.
Every pair of shades also comes with lost or broken protection. If those shades ever disappear or get damaged, Shady Rays will replace them, no questions asked. And with a 30-day return policy, gift givers can shop confidently. So give the gift of quality style and worry-free wear this season with Shady Rays. Treat yourself or someone special. Go to shadyrays.com and use code GUILTY for 40% off 2+ shades. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with an incredible hand-picked gift for everyone on your list, all in one spot. They scour the globe for original, handmade, absolutely remarkable things. Somehow they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person you know. The most remarkable thing I got from Uncommon Goods was like I think it's called a book nook. It's like a bunch of tiny pieces of a model of a book library that you piece together. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you could just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/guilty. That's uncommongoods.com/guilty for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
All right, let me give you some of the more obvious queer readings of this film.
Let's hear it.
You have, when Hilary Duff first gets to military school, what is the symbol of her nonconformity?
The rainbow
blanket.
A rainbow blanket on
They
her
knew what
bed.
they were doing.
I said that was a
They
hate
knew
crime.
what they were doing. They immediately knew what they were doing. And who else gets the rainbow in the movie?
Chrissy Carlton Romano.
Thank you.
They later paint her hair in rainbow as part of her retaliation. But Chrissy Carlson Romano takes Hilary Duff's rainbow blanket and rips it up.
Yeah.
And says,
almost as to say, you can be gay. I'm not going to be gay here.
I'm
You
not gonna
can't
be
bring
gay
your
with
gay
you.
shit into the military.
Yeah.
This is don't ask, don't tell
Don't
years,
ask, don't
baby.
tell.
You have the themes of the conservative stepfather who doesn't understand the young daughter who's just wants to be her own thing. You have when we first meet the major. Is that his name?
His name is Joe.
Joe. How do we meet him? Hilary Duff is filming on a little video camera. Joe comes into the room, makes out with Hilary Duff's mom in a shot that is like, oh, this is a horny kiss
Yeah.
for
Mad close.
decom.
Yeah.
Mad close.
And she witnesses the smooch and feels nothing at the sight of hetero love. She's not grossed out. She's not into it. She's merely like a anthropologist
Yeah,
studying
documentarian.
another tribe.
Yeah.
She knows nothing of this hetero life. That is how we are introduced to her. And it clearly, the semiotics of that scene shows, I do not understand this. I respect it from afar, but that is not mine.
I like that.
Uh,
I like that take.
Captain
analysis.
Stone repeatedly calls her maggot.
We know what he's really saying.
Her name is Captain Stone, which I cannot take credit for this, but I saw in a YouTube video, a Stone
Was
Butch.
thrown.
And so, Stone Butch is a type of lesbian.
I didn't know
Nice.
that. What is a stone butch?
It is, I believe, someone who during physical intimacy does not like to be touched or penetrated in any way whatsoever. They like to do the doing,
Oh, so like a top.
basically.
Got it.
Okay. All right.
So the use
Hard
of
top.
the name
Stone.
Captain Stone, very like whoever wrote this knew what they were doing.
Yeah, whoever wrote this was clearly against Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Was just like I'm just trying to. I'm gonna sneak in and let's see how close I can fly to the sun.
This has a very interesting historical place because this was filmed right before 9/11. So this is before.
I love to bring it up.
Yeah.
Love to remind us.
So this from New York. That was the most devastating time in his life.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, the reason I bring it up is that
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
I got a mouthful of it, man.
The dog farted.
God damn.
So this, I say that though, is that this film was shot before the quote unquote war on terror began, but clearly those themes and what was happening like plays into the creation of this movie.
Gotcha. Her best friend's in love with her and jealous anytime she does something without her.
Dude, fuck this best friend character.
Yeah.
It's the best.
She's like the Jiminy Cricket, the like, let me teach you the way of the military. Drake's girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
And then whenever Hilary Duff is like, this is my girlfriend back from theater school.
Oh, she gets mad.
Mad.
Hilary Duff has known this new girl at school for
3 weeks. Yeah.
Her best friend from home comes to visit.
Yeah.
And she introduces her, this is my best friend. Drake's girlfriend is like, I'm your best friend.
She's in love with her.
I'm your best friend.
That's because you're in love.
And in the climax, it's really the Dark Night of the Soul.
Yeah.
Like in our down moment, they're like, what do I do? And this is when Hilary Duff thinks her dad is in trouble because he fell off a cliff, which did happen.
He did fall off a cliff.
She goes, I don't know. Why don't you go ask your best friend?
Yo, my
dad might be
almost
dead. Yeah. How about you go fuck yourself? How about
that's
that?
what happens when you're in love and you're lesbians together. They're so dramatic.
Yeah. How about you go ask your artsy, fartsy
Other very
best
gay
friend?
part, nobody ends up with the guy.
Fair.
Because he doesn't matter. Also, let's talk about the guy.
He does nothing for me.
This guy's a piece of shit in this movie.
Oh.
Which pains me to say because he's Iceman. And I
Yeah.
fucks with Iceman.
Yeah. I love
His
Iceman.
name is Brad Rigby.
Okay.
I think Brad sucks.
Why is that?
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
I
talk
wanna know.
about it.
I don't
Let's talk
know.
about it.
I don't know where you're getting this from. I could only get lost in his eyes.
Wow.
Because Brad is coded as being together with Christy Carlson Romano. They're at the dance together. They're not dating, but they seem like
They're
they're
the
dating.
two captains.
Yeah.
There's this. We'll talk about it in its own, but this scene where Hillary is muddy and covers Christy Carlson Romano. So your date to the dance, who you're dancing with, just got covered in mud. He smirks and laughs. The whole room applauds as Christy Carlson Romano like storms off, traumatized. This is like her teenage dance.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, at least someone knows how to get down and dirty.
Wow.
Fuck this
No,
guy.
he says, now that's someone who knows how to get down and dirty.
And I
my
appreciate that you corrected.
Because I remember being like, oh, so Christy wasn't putting out. That's what that means.
This is,
Oh, this is like an
They're
anal.
children.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This
they
is
are
bad.
children.
This is bad.
And he is the guy who's like, don't be such a prude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your fucking junior prom night.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
What was he like? I don't understand.
He's the teacher that's too close to his student. You're like, come on, have some professionalism here.
No, for sure.
Either
But
be the
like,
captain or don't.
where did that's how somebody, getting down and dirty or whatever. What was he referring to? What
Her
I know she was very
being covered in
rigid,
mud.
and no, I know she was very rigid prior. Like I'm asking for the context of why he would say that in their relationship.
Because he wants to fuck.
So, okay, then later when Hillary paints Christy Carlson Romano's hair,
Yeah,
Rainbow.
they're in like student court.
yeah.
And
yeah.
she's wearing a hat. And he's like, you have to take your hat off. You know the rules.
We
and
need
she's
to see
like,
the evidence.
Did he say that? I thought he
Yes.
just wanted
Did
to
you
take
watch
it
the
off.
same movie?
Barely.
Yeah.
He makes her take her fucking hat off.
She like
showing
clearly doesn't want to. She's embarrassed.
Yeah.
And he's like, take it off, Captain.
It's so fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. Then later in the movie, first of all, he spits on a shoe
Yeah.
and rubs it right
my
in front of
God.
Hillary's
Very,
face.
That's like,
sexual.
I'm jerking it.
It was
off.
too
Yeah.
too sexual and like kind of like sexually aggressive.
Yeah.
In a way that made me feel very uncomfortable.
It
In
was
the
almost
workplace,
like,
yeah.
it was almost like he was saying, "Come back to the hetero side."
Yeah,
you know,
look
almost
what you're
there.
missing.
100%.
Yeah.
He fucking hucked to it on that thing.
Yeah.
No, not Haktua.
Then there's one scene where Hillary's trying to like be all cute and like dance in front of Brad. She's flirting. And Brad, he's playing with the little rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brad comes up and goes, I wrote it down. He goes, do it again. That's an order.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, daddy.
Yes, it is definitely.
Oh my God.
This is a bisexual coming out, awakening where she's like, I'm bi-curious. I don't know which way I'm going to
This
go.
bitch thinks he's Christian Grey, and I think he's a dork-ass loser.
Wow.
It's someone who thinks they're Christian Grey talking to a lesbian.
Yeah,
Like, she's like, what?
I don't
get it.
I don't understand what this is.
Why are you yelling at me?
Ew.
Why is your forehead vein throbbing?
Yeah, so
like,
relax.
chill, bro.
Yeah.
Ew, he spit on a shoe. That's silly.
Yeah, it's so gross. Do I spit on the shoe too?
Oh, like them doing their final dance together, Christy Carlson and Hillary, like them doing that step routine. That was, I mean, aesthetically as bad as Hayden Panettiere's crumping performance. but
Yeah.
We don't have to. Let's stay on the positives.
Hilarious.
But that performance, I was like, this is how girls kiss when they can't kiss.
Yeah.
This was like performance.
Is dancing together?
Yes.
Body
like
language.
that. Like, let's make up a dance routine together, and then we like do it, and we like make our friends watch it.
And, like,
There
our
were-
hands sort of touch.
Yeah,
as we-
there were so many moments of her staring down at Hillary Duff and
Yeah.
like doing the I'm looking at your eyes, then down at your lips, then looking at your eyes, and I was like, oh yeah, I know
That's
what
the
you're fucking doing.
Okay, Chrissy Carlson Ronald would be the top. She would be the butch.
Yeah. Because she's look how tall. No,
Yeah,
Hillary
she's
Duff
tall.
is short.
Yeah, both is true.
Yeah, okay.
She's short. She's tall.
Okay.
I genuinely believe that as actors, they had no idea that they were doing this because Hillary was young. She
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
baby girl. And I've seen some videos from Christy Carlson Romano. She has a YouTube channel. She's done like podcasts and reaction videos. And she seems happy that people
Yeah.
see queer representation in this, but it was not in
the
their minds.
intention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Nah, that's not to say
that's-
it wasn't the intention
Yeah,
from
the
whoever
writer,
wrote it.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
whoever
I
directed
mean,
it. But
right. If you're an actor, you're just reading the stuff off,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I'm just gonna play this as is.
Yeah.
And try to make it seem intimidating or
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe that's what she was
I
going
bet you
for.
Christy
but
Carlson studied a man. Sergeant,
Yeah.
And was like, this is what I'm
this
giving.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that moment where she was saying she was moving away at the end, and I was like, "Oh, you guys want to kiss here? This is the
They
moment
should
that
have.
the female lead jumps into the quote unquote male lead's arms, and they make out before he leaves.
I'm realizing why I love
It's
these
the fucking
movies.
end of Twisters. I'm sorry, what
Oh,
should have happened
yeah.
at the end of Twisters. Anyway,
The reason I love these movies the most is because it's the forbidden love.
Yes.
And it's always enemies to lovers, which
Yeah.
is the most irresistible of all tropes.
Yeah.
I'll take enemies to lovers over any love story any day. But then it is also leaving us in the most delicious part of the relationship, which is the limerence. It's the wanting. It's the
limerence.
Good
we learned that
word.
from Kelsey.
We
Yeah,
we did.
I taught you something for once.
and I think about like we just all watched Nobody Wants This, the Kristen Bell, Adam
Yeah.
Brody show, and like that first episode
Yeah.
before the whole show's great, and I was really impressed with it. But when I think about the power of characters who haven't kissed yet,
It's also what we realized with Nobody Wants This. It's that song that they use. Bum, 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 bum. You know what I'm talking about. That music
Wait.
is giving
You guys,
curious kiss. Like,
you guys
should we
watched
kiss?
this? You watched that without me?
You haven't
Nobody
watched it yet?
Wants This?
You haven't watched it yet? It's really good. You got to
No,
binge
I
I
it.
thought
haven't
you
watched it.
told me to watch it.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you guys got together and watched it.
No.
No. We watched it separately.
Oh, you said we watched it. Okay.
I just know
great.
we all watched it.
No, but
Oh.
like, tell me that this song isn't.
I was just trying to use something like modern and relevant to kind of use my point.
Yeah,
to
no,
prove my
I'm
point.
not trying to break up your point. I just thought you guys had a movie night without me, and I was gonna get real sad.
ROTC, Color Guard, whatever they call it in this movie. I did it. I tried it.
Oh,
Try
you did?
guys. Try guys.
Oh, try, yeah.
How'd you like it?
It was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done.
It's
Really?
they're heavy.
This was the season premiere of the most recent Try Guys season. Thank you both for watching. And it was so impossibly hard, specifically the rifle toss. And this movie has some dope rifle stuff within it, but those things are heavy.
Yeah.
They hurt.
Did you boink yourself?
I was honestly just scared too, and I mentally, like, the mental aspect of it too, of being like, I'm gonna throw this thing up and it's gonna bruise the fuck out of my hands if I mess up in any way whatsoever, really got to me. But I did hear from Chris Carlson Romano, they like drilled this shit for weeks and weeks and weeks, because you kind of, there's no way to fake that.
No,
Were your
not at all.
ROTC kids like the cool kids or no?
No,
we didn't have
that.
any.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're from fucking
Kelsey, you're from
California.
Oh,
You're from Florida.
Yeah. They were very like, oh, okay, what the fuck?
It's intense.
They probably came from military families, is what I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
absolutely.
So you want to know what's really fascinating, actually, that we learned in this Color Guard video? Color Guard itself has transformed over the years, and it began as a very militaristic form. But in schools that don't have funding for the arts, this is where, kind of very relevant to this movie, artistic expression and a lot of queer people are able to join and express themselves. So Color Guard specifically has really transformed over the last decade.
Wow.
And
Thanks to Cadet Kelly.
Thanks to Cadet Kelly.
Bringing ribbon dancing into step.
Maybe. But it's because these schools, they don't fund dance class or theater or painting or arts, but you have this thing
They're about
that
to not
goes
fund books.
in. Yeah, we're taking away the books. And so this is something that during a football game, while the marching band's playing, the Color Guard comes out and can perform. And so this is where funding is. And so a bunch of young artistic kids, a lot of queer kids, like find expression through it.
Very cool.
I love that.
Really fascinating.
That's really cool.
Very sick. Yeah, good for them. I think that everybody that can do that stuff with like the real heft of those M1 rifles, they're phenomenal. Like that's obviously like a strong person, and then also to do that synchronized with another group of people is insane.
You know who's not coordinated? Hilary Duff in this whole fucking movie.
Oh yeah,
This girl slips.
She gets
on
it though.
Everything.
She gets it.
Like a
Can
banana.
I tell you what I wrote down?
A mud peel. Like what is going on with her?
Hilary Duff is the Buster Keaton of Disney Channel.
The 100% checks out.
She is one of the finest physical
comedy actors.
slapstick comedians that we have had, maybe since Jackie Chan.
Wow, I'm gonna say that was Amanda Bynes, but I also
they're in competition. I'd say.
But Hilary Duff is for she's
she
definitely
is
up there.
jumping through tires. That scene with Gloria in the mud
the mud was
is
crazy.
burned into my brain.
Yeah.
Also pretty fucking gay in the rain at night.
Yep, her fucking trying to crawl under the barbed wire and then
she does
like
it on her
like you're
elbows.
so low. You didn't have to go all the way up there to scratch your elbow on the barbed wire.
They were
relax.
That scene is burned into my brain. She can't climb over a wall. She doesn't like heights, but then she can scale a mountain by the end because
she's learned. She's that's the having changed on the circle.
Of her circle.
Yeah. We'll get there later, but
she's
it's
just
so
like chaotic and slippery and ADHD in this movie.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the longest fall I've seen in any movie ever?
Which one?
At the end of the rope?
No.
Oh.
At the end of this Rainie scene, she's crawling through barbed wire. She's doing it all. She's not invited to the dance, right?
Slide.
Because instead of going to the dance,
Mulan. It's Mulan. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, sorry.
The whole movie.
The whole movie is Mulan.
Wow.
Fuck. God
Yeah,
damn
the
it.
only not gay thing that they forgot, the only gay thing they forgot to do was cut her hair.
Yeah.
Give her
It
a
was
fucking
so
pixie
close.
cut.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, they should have cut her hair.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you
sorry.
know that they were like, she's in Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah,
We're not
she
gonna
can't cut her hair.
Old girl in with the I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting her name.
Christy Carlson Romano. Did you not
Carlson
watch
Romano.
Even Stevens?
I did, but I don't know. I of course I know she's Kim Possible, but I don't remember her name.
That's a hard name.
Garrick, we went to the moon in 1969.
Huh?
The Even Stevens musical.
There's a musical?
Fuck! Are you
There's a
kidding me?
musical?
This is the greatest episode of television ever.
Wait, then I definitely saw it.
And they played this commercial all the time. It was, we went to the moon in 1969.
I do
Not
remember this.
1970, but a year sooner. We went to the moon In 1969.
No.
That's when we made a landing that was lunar.
Why do I know this?
And then in the commercial,
Probably.
it transitioned into other songs, and I kind of remember it as this montage of songs from the commercial.
Yeah.
Because we went to the moon 1969 to another song where we go, and that's what's the matter with rain.
Okay, well, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Wow.
Anyway, Even Stevens, great show.
Great show. She's also just like a G. I feel like talk about like a child star who's like made it out and was really fucking good as a kid.
I think Chrissy Carlson Romano is underappreciated.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
Because she was always the mean sort of straight man. Like, she was the one that was getting... she was the one in the way of the creative goofball. So in Even Stevens, she was the stern one. In Cadet Kelly, she's the stern one. But she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey told me she's on Broadway. So
She is.
yeah,
Good for her.
that's very
What
beautiful.
is she playing?
No idea.
Belle. Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, nice.
That's what I saw on TikTok.
Very beautiful.
What were we why were we talking about Chrissy Carlson Romano before I fucking got like Manchurian Candidate activated thinking about the Even Stevens musical?
Oh, we were talking about Mulan, and then he was like, she didn't get her haircut, but Christine did, Chrissy did with the she got the paint cut out of her hair, so she got like kind of a shortcut.
Okay, going back to Hilary Duff's physical comedy prowess.
Yes,
we need to talk about. I started to the longest scene, the longest fall scene. It is Kung Pao Enter the Fist level of ludicrousness. She's standing at the top of the hill in the rain after having been drilled to death. Everyone else is at this dance. She's not going. She's standing on a fairly flat hill. She's not even walking.
Yeah,
she's just standing. And
she just trips
over nothing.
Yeah.
And she starts tumbling.
And tumbling.
There are about 6 shots of her somersaulting, tumbling down a hill, which already is hilariously too much.
Yeah.
And you're making a child actor do this, or a man in a dress.
Yeah. I think it's the latter.
And then she falls onto the door of the dance.
Yes, which opens.
Bursts through the door.
Yeah, naturally.
She falls onto her legs, or onto her feet. And
when
then,
you're at that velocity flipping so much.
And
it would only be natural.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
She then, whoa.
Well, it's because her feet are covered in mud that she'd be ice skating across the floor.
Yeah, it's very
obviously.
slippery. Yeah.
Everyone parts like the Red Sea.
Well, because she's muddy and they wanted to get out of the way.
They're like, oh, not on my dress uniform.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you know who's not
halfway
facing
through
her.
the gymnasium.
Yeah.
Chrissy Carlson Romano, she just couldn't be facing south at that hour.
Yeah.
It's against her religion.
Yeah.
It is. She covers a football field.
Yeah.
It is like a mousetrap. What's that thing called? The game Mousetrap?
Rube Goldberg device.
It's like a Rube Goldberg device, but she's the device.
Yeah. She is the device for sure.
Do you want to talk about the climax? Specifically,
Before the climax,
okay,
I want to talk about Gary Cole.
Yes.
So Gary Cole is the stepdad
Okay, got it.
Of Office Space
fame.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen that once.
Good movie. Great movie.
Why
Be
only
proud of
once?
me.
Yeah, why? How?
It's
only
not
once?
for me.
Honestly, how only once?
Yeah, how only once?
It's in my throat.
God damn it, Kelsey.
I'm not farting. It's not me who's farting.
Fuck.
Every time Kirby wants you to change the topic,
farts.
Kirby releases another noxious gas.
It is truly, it's like, what is going on in that Tim Tum girl?
Never been happy. First of all, Kelsey, I know what's going on in that Tim Tam. You were feeding her potato chips before the show.
Yeah.
Whatever you eat, she eats, and it clearly does not
she's
agree.
my foster, and I want her to experience the treats of life. So, I would never give Hippo any of this stuff, but I'll give her a little snacky slide every now.
Yeah, so that when she gets to her new family, like, why is this bitch always begging for human
She
food?
doesn't
chips.
beg. You saw her. She doesn't beg. She's a
always
perfect angel.
farting. Gary Cole.
Gary Cole.
Oh my God. Of Veep fame, of Office Space fame,
He's so good.
He's so good in it. Like when I saw him pop up, I was like, "Oh, they got fucking Gary Cole. This is a big deal for y'all. Good for y'all. Good for Disney Channel."
Yeah.
Because his level of pedigree, and I want to say just like overall subtle acting, especially in the scene with him congratulating her on making we're just saying color guard as
ROTC,
a catch-all,
whatever.
ROTC for right now. Was like such a good scene where she was just like, you have to be a little bit more soft if you're gonna raise a baby. And then he was just like,
that was a wild storyline, by the way, that they decided. Like,
I thought it was a beautiful storyline.
It makes sense. Like, what's the one thing that could make him soft? Because that needs to be his change.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a baby.
Right. I thought that like their relationship was very nice, and it kind of like backdoored into like a story about respecting your stepdaughter.
Ooh, I like that take.
And she already respected her stepfather clearly, but the whole like I'm not the dad, I'm the dad that stepped up type of mentality, and having that whole I don't know, I guess like argument to just being more involved in your stepchild's life, seeing your stepchild not as a nuisance, but as somebody who is now a part of your family.
Aww.
And so like at the end where she was like, you are my two dads, I like got emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, this is actually really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a guy who's just like, I love this woman.
Therefore,
I'm rigid. Therefore, I love her daughter.
That is sweet. And Disney didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to.
They really didn't. Made me want to watch that movie, but even still, this was like, it was really nice.
Tell us about this ending.
The climax.
Well, I want.
Did she do it again?
Yes, dude.
I don't smell this.
I'm so happy to be sitting over here.
Of course you don't smell it. It's aimed at me. Aim her that way.
She fired the cannon. She pointed the cannon at you.
And you keep on rubbing her to like coax the fart out.
I'm so sorry.
Away from
I don't
me,
smell
please.
it. Okay.
You're
Kirby, we gotta switch.
You're like tweaking her nips like it's a a trigger.
Yeah, you're fucking cocking her back.
Tweaking her nips doesn't do anything to her butthole. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, Kirby, you gotta face this.
So I don't want to tell you about this ending so much as I want you to tell it to me,
experience it.
because I'm not certain that I got this right.
What if you had a cell phone
Okay.
that you only use with your father?
What if Chekhov had a cell phone?
And you only use this cell phone with your father in emergencies.
Yeah.
And now your father has come back from filming his documentaries
in Thailand,
and he is staying nearby. He says so he can come see your big rifle gay performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's not there.
No.
And your dad, who we've clearly established as aloof, he is established as falling, who seems to care more about making his movies than he does his daughter.
Yeah,
but he's not. He's not there.
Career, you know.
He's not there, and something must be wrong.
Yes.
And then she gets a phone call?
She gets a phone call. Thank God not during the performance, because as Iceman and Chrissy Carlson Romano remind her, had that gone off in the middle of our performance, the entire team would have been disqualified.
I'm telling you, Iceman's a dick.
Yeah.
And it's my dad. He only calls me on emergencies on this phone if it's an emergency. And I tried to call him back.
Jitterbug.
And he's not answering.
Gonna stop it right there. Because if you are a full-grown man and you have an emergency,
you call 911, brother.
Call 911, brother.
You don't call your little baby girl.
Twice.
Maybe he was trying to say, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it.
Oh,
I've
and you're
called
the last
911.
person I want to talk to?
Yeah. That's
you didn't
the only.
Call 911.
As
Joe
I was
called
like
911.
questioning everything, I was like, maybe that's the only reason.
So they go. Hillary goes, certainly this means that my dad's in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Gary Cole says, well, you're my stepdaughter, and I'm gonna break rank, and we're gonna
go find your father.
We're gonna go find your daddy.
Your pop.
And how do we know he's at
No,
the forest?
Well, because that's where dads go.
Dads go to the forest.
When they're not wherever they were
Yeah,
staying.
he said he was over dinner. He said that's where he was headed the day before.
Got it.
And now, surprise, there's a cliff, and this clumsy bitch fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say, fuck the dad.
Yeah, I do wonder. I question his intelligence of using the cell phone with your only service to call your daughter's emergency cell phone line during the day for big performance.
I understand why Hillary Duff's mom divorced his ass.
Wow.
I absolutely understand it. I think that he kept on putting himself in harm's way, and she was just like, I can't do this with
I
a
can't
child
love
around.
someone like you.
I'm going to go mac on fine-ass Gary Cole.
Yeah.
Little mustache.
Why war journalists date war journalists?
All right. Gary Cole was attractive?
I thought he
Not
was,
for me.
I thought he was giving it.
Okay,
I thought he was
cool.
bringing the heat.
Is he a guy attractive?
No,
Not
Sequoia
traditionally.
said he was hot, and I was like, really?
Not for me.
I've never thought he was, but in this movie, I was like, Daddy.
I've
You know what it
never
is?
been so
It's-
proud of him
It's
before.
the stern. It's like the fatherly, like stern, like giving, stable. It's like I could fuck his stability.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't need anything anymore.
He was rocking a mean mustache, which you got too. So maybe Sequoia was like, hey.
Oh, it's the same, similar.
Hey.
Could be that.
And I just also think it's so funny that Kelly's big arc in this movie is getting over her fear of heights.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like that's her I did it.
She's already
I
a
like
confident queen. She
Yeah,
literally
she
race
just-
marches up to Iceman over Chrissy Carlson Romano. She that's the most ballsy move a 14-year-old girl has ever made
Yeah.
against a ranking captain in the army. She said, "Bitch, watch me snatch your man in front of your fucking eyes." When she did that, I went, the gall.
Yeah, I like how this movie is not about, the popular girl going to, or like the prissy girl going to military camp and like kind of
Being
just learning.
unliked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being unliked and learning how to be
A good person.
a better person, I guess. This was just about like the weirdos of the world
Yeah.
that are just so cool and free, and then them going to the military camp and seeing
Yes.
how they deal with that situation. Because I am really sick of DComs or like high school movies where it's just following the popular girl doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to a video that I watched on YouTube about this movie.
Nice.
I was searching for the movie to see if I could watch it there, and a thumbnail caught my eye. It's from a creator named Max Teeth. Shout out Max.
Max.
The video's great and actually taught me a lot. And one of the main, it puts it in the historical context of when this movie was made. It's where I learned about the 9/11 of it all. But it talks about homo nationalism, which was a term that I learned about in this video. So I'm new to explaining this, but I did some research.
I'll allow the mansplain. Go on.
I think I get it.
Do you know what it is?
no.
Oh, okay.
It is this idea in which
Is it mansplaining if you don't know? Or is it just explaining?
It's just explaining as a man, but I have a feeling it's going to be about something gay, which makes me feel like, why
Okay.
does he know and I don't?
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's the idea through which homosexuality, queer identity, LGBT plus identity is co-opted as part of a nationalization movement.
Oh.
And so specifically having a queer coded story within a military story is kind of fucked up, because what nations do through homo nationalism is that they use the presence of their own LGBT population to position themselves as better than other countries, and specifically countries within the Middle East. So we ignore the fact that we do not have full equal rights for queer people within our country, but we instead highlight the rights
freedom
that
to
we do give them,
Wow.
and we wave that flag to say, look at how much more advanced and civilized we are as a nation. Therefore, you should support our militaristic
Yeah.
Endeavor.
our
Endeavors.
militaristic exploits, because we have this moral mandate. And then this video further went on to explain how Israel uses that, because within the context of the Middle East, Israel has the most LGBT-friendly community. And so they ignore the things that are not equal for LGBT people within Israel, but use that to say, look at all these other mean countries in the Middle East. If you want to support queer people, then you must support Israel and its military in anything that it does. And that is actually a message that I've seen used a lot during this war in Gaza. Anytime that liberal people will try and critique or criticize Israel, people will say, well, oh yeah, go go try being gay there.
Yeah.
See what happens. And that is a twisting of queer identity to further a military exploit and aim. Thought the whole thing was really fascinating, kind of blew my brain open. I'm obviously doing a paltry job of explaining it, but I suggest you either watch that video or do your read up about it because I thought it was super cool.
That's pretty crazy.
Can I say my favorite pleasure about this movie?
Yeah.
It happens about the first minute and a half.
Is it ribbons?
Yeah, it has to do with ribbons. She says, I'm going to do this ribbon dance. Thank you so much. What's your project going to be? I'm making a documentary. What's it going to be called? Mi Familia.
Oh.
Did y'all not catch that
I
part?
didn't
No.
catch it. I was kind of
Damn.
like
She
settling
goes, I'm
in.
going to call
Yeah.
it Mi Familia. And I was like, in the club, we all familia.
Oh, God.
That literally is. This is Fast and Furious.
This is
It
Fast and
is.
Furious.
She cares about me familia. She
Gay.
goes undercover.
Yep.
It's gay.
Yep.
I love that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just a quick shout out to Hilary Duff's fashion. We meet her. She's wearing striped shirt and plaid skirt. That's decom, baby.
That was early aughts fashion. Chose you.
Yeah, because she wants to fart in my face. She's like, you tried to avoid it, but you're gonna get this shit, big boy.
Garrick's aiming the cannon.
Yeah, I am.
Are we going to fun facts with Zach's back? How's
It's
your
time
back?
for fun facts.
Fun
I
facts.
swear to God, the first fun fact that Rainie wrote is that Cadet Kelly was shot before 9/11.
You bitch.
That's not fun at all. Never forget.
It's worth saying again though, because it does feel like it's a response.
And it came out like in 2002, like a year
Right
after.
after.
So it could have,
Oh, I see.
This was also the era though where, the video I watched starts with it as a reminder, but there were all of these crazy Disney Channel promos where they had to talk about 9/11.
What?
Oh my God, it's the greatest fucking thing you'll ever see. It's like Spencer Breslin and Raven Simone and Hilary Duff talking about like what it means to be an American
Yeah.
after 9/11. It's so good. I cannot recommend it enough.
Wow.
Okay, first, I don't know if this is true, and I appreciate us caveating that, but we're going to all agree that it's true. So the military advisor for this film, Lieutenant Andrew Long, held a boot camp. He drilled the actors in a boot camp style simulation, testing them with rehearsals of actual combat skills.
Wow.
He was impressed with Hilary Duff's work, even remarking, "Oh my God, this is crazy."
Did you read the second one?
No, I haven't. Even remarking that she would do just fine in an actual military unit in Iraq.
Oh.
No, God.
Oh, well, now we see
All right.
why. We see it all. The painted picture is so clear.
All right.
Okay, so Duff, this is Hilary Duff talking about the month-long rigid boot camp. Yeah, they did a month. That's
Yeah.
crazy to do a month-long boot camp for a Disney Channel original
Yeah.
movie. That's usually you don't even have the budget for.
I mean, no, don't face it at me, man. As we go down the line of woefully gay films, and we look at her and Keira Knightley, where the person who was training her in playing football was also like, she could have gone pro if she wanted to, if she got the proper training, So I guess it would be the same situation, just with the military. Sorry.
So despite Lieutenant Andrew Long saying that Hillary could have gone pro as a fucking military cop, Hillary said, quote, "I think saluting took me the longest, saluting and marching, and then the fun stuff is a whole different story. I dropped the rifle so many times, it's so embarrassing."
Ha ha he.
Adorable.
Guys, you came here for fun facts, and I'm delivering.
Yeah, those are pretty fun.
This is huge. Christy Carlson Romano and Shawn Ashmore,
Dated.
Iceman,
Dated.
they went on a few dates.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love that.
I saw a sadder story, which that this movie gave Christy Carlson Romano
Body dysmorphia.
And she
Got implants.
got implants
after
because of
that
this
white
movie,
dress scene.
Oh, no.
which is sad.
And now we rocking small titties out here.
We be rocking small titties,
Except for Kirby. Hers are huge.
Romano was she worked with the producers to help shape her character because she didn't want to be typecast as the mean girl. So she worked with them to make, quote, a story about our friendship. I didn't want to just play a one-note character.
Okay, because I thought she was the mean girl, pretty much. That was...
Mm-hmm. It kind of felt like the third or whatever draft. The original draft of this was she comes in as a popular girl. The popular girl version of military camp is Christy's character, and she's like a captain and whatnot, and she's like mean to her the entire time.
All I can say though is truly Christy Carlson Romano and Hilary Duff, they fucking know how to act.
They know how to act.
They know how to bring it.
And you know what? I'm going to pivot us right into, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? Because yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
It's a good
This is a good movie.
Guilty. This is, if I'm sick, I'm going to turn it on.
Yeah, this is like, especially on my first watch, I was very thoroughly impressed. Of course,
I was surprised.
I was surprised.
Did you see her joining the drill team? Did you see them losing at the end?
No.
Yeah, it had twists. It had turns.
So
it did
like,
not follow the story structure.
What was the downhill skateboarding movie that we watched?
Brink.
But when like with
Never
Brink.
forget.
At the end of it, where I was just like, oh, this is like perfect story structure and whatnot. But also, there's no price to be paid. He should have lost that race at the end. Her losing, I was like, oh yeah, this pretty much unites the thing and unites the theme, and it feels great. It's friendship. It's like, I mean, it doesn't matter. We medaled anyway. We just wanted to get into nationals, and all I wanted to do was impress my new stepdad.
And actually, all I want to do is smooch a girl.
If I learned anything from this movie, it's that you'll find your best friend in the military, girls.
Yeah, go to the military.
You guys will
This is
find
more
your
propaganda
bestie.
than Top Gun.
Yeah.
I don't want to overstate its quality. This is still a guilty pleasure. You have the dance off, which, as you said, is
it's woefully bad.
It is. We didn't talk nearly enough about it.
It's accurate to ROTC step.
Yeah.
But I was color me pleasantly surprised. This was a guilty
Was this
pleasure.
your first time watching?
No, but in years.
Okay, yeah, same.
This was a guilty pleasure, but a damn delightful one at that.
Damn good
Truly.
one.
I was thoroughly shocked. I was going to give it a small P because I didn't really mind all of like the campiness and the guilt of it. I was like, I don't care. Like,
there really wasn't a lot of guilt.
Yeah, it was like, it was just an adorable little movie. It makes sense that this was one of the more watched DComs.
Did we find out if that was true?
Fun fact is true.
I couldn't figure. I couldn't find anything
before
that said
High School
that.
Musical. This was the most popular.
But I could.
I remember
think,
that
according
Disney
to you.
used to say that. That's how they used to promote the movie.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the truth, but if it's not the truth, then I am surprised. Because this is the better quality one that we've watched.
I'm at Corn Diddy on all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
Until next time. Oh, fuck Kirby.
There it is. Now you got
Jesus.
You got a fucking whiff, baby.